Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jefferson Scott with What's Happening Birmingham. Today I am back again. If you are watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, we are less than 7 days from Election Day, May 24th. Or if you're watching it on May 24th, hey, no time like present or later, Election Day is coming close. So I'm back again today with another person that's running for office. Her name is Tiara Hudson, and she's running for Jefferson County Circuit Court Judge, place 14. So Tiara, good afternoon. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Jarvis, for having me on today.
Great. We're going to have a great little conversation about your candidacy so far. So first question is, why are you running for judge?
I'm running for judge because it's time we put a public defender on the bench. Our bench, while it's diverse, women, men, we have people of all races, we need professional diversity on the bench. Coming from a public defender background, I think I see the criminal justice system in a different way than maybe a prosecutor does or someone else with a different kind of background. I've been in this fight for 16 years and I want to see real change happen so that people aren't just going to prison. You know, that's not our only option in our criminal justice system.
So how has the experience as the public defender prepared you for this? Because like you said, you usually come to people who don't, most times people get public defender because they can't afford to have a lawyer. So how has that experience working that so far as helping you?
Well, as a public defender, we represent people that cannot afford an attorney. And we really don't have the option unless there's a conflict to turn a case down. So it doesn't matter what someone's socioeconomic status is, where they come from, or what money they have or don't have. We're going to represent them and provide them with excellent representation. And so in a Hudson courtroom, you will be treated the same. It won't matter where you come from or what you have or don't have. You're going to be treated fairly and justly regardless.
So one of my favorite questions I've been asking everybody that's running for judge this cycle is, because when you're in that seat, you're going to make a lot of tough decisions that's going to affect a lot of people's livelihoods, especially you're going to be in the criminal court, you're going to make decisions that possibly can affect a person's life almost for the rest of their life. What has been some of the most toughest decisions you've made in your own life so far?
Well, Jarvis, I am a mother, and I think that is probably the hardest job I've ever had in my life. And some of the toughest decisions I have made relate to my children. And I don't take it lightly that as the judge, I would be making real decisions that affect real families. And I think you need a judge that has a real understanding of how those decisions affect people. So the toughest decisions I've made, come down to disciplining, my children. And what works for one child might not work for my other child. I have 3.
Okay.
And so you have to tailor what you do as a parent to what the child needs. And I see myself in court doing the same thing with the people that come before me. What one person needs, somebody might need to go to prison. That might be what needs to happen in that case. But there might be somebody else that deserves and really needs a second chance. Maybe they just screwed up. And we need to see beyond just that mistake they made and give them that chance.
So in place 14.
14.
Place 14. What type of cases will you be presiding over or hearing?
So in the circuit court cases, those deal with everything, all the way as serious as death penalty cases, any felony cases that come before the court. Sometimes, though, people do plead to, by different circumstances, people do plead to lower level cases in circuit court as well, maybe in conjunction with a misdemeanor charge they got and their probation gets revoked. So I would be overseeing those types of cases as well.
Okay, so this is not the favorite part of the segment. We're going to call it Connect the Dots. So for people who's watching this podcast for the first time, I always say it's 3 types of people that always watch: people that know you, people that tune in, and then we got the last category, nosy folks.
Okay.
So where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to college? What community organizations you're part of?
Okay, no problem. I grew up in Western Birmingham. My 2 parents are still with us. They were hardworking folks. My dad retired from U.S. Steel in Fairfield, and my mom was a teacher for over 40 years. Both of them are now retired. I have 3 sisters. I'm currently married to Micah Hudson, and we have 3 wonderful children. We currently reside on the eastern side of town.
Okay. And what, like, community organizations you're part of? You want to do, like, a special shout-out for them?
All right. Well, community organizations. My husband, he works for the YMCA. He's the director at the Northeast YMCA in Roebuck. So obviously there's a somewhat of a partnership there just through our marriage.
Okay.
And we do team up together. I always like to say the way our marriage works is he works with the youngest of the young.
Okay.
And then I try to help them when they get a little older. Maybe they got wayward. So we do work together in that way. I'm also active in my church and other organizations that foster relationships and development of people that do get in trouble with the law. I want to make sure that we're supporting those organizations that help support my clients.
Okay, you don't mind me asking church?
Oh, I attend Union Bethel Christian Church in Mason City, where Kenneth Robinson is my pastor.
Okay, maybe church member. I didn't know you was mine. It ain't sanctify yourself. So I always like to put that in. So why do you feel like you're the best candidate for this job? When people look at other candidates, why do they choose you?
I'm the best candidate for this job because I have not just the educational background, not just the experience, but I have the passion to help people. You know, prison, this is a criminal court seat. So yes, there will be people that need to go to prison, but there are people that need to have a second chance as well. And prison is not the only tool that we have in our tool belt of justice. I want to make sure that and I have the skills necessary to make sure that in the Hudson courtroom, victims are treated fairly, they're treated like human beings, and people are held accountable, will need to be held accountable. But those that deserve a second chance, I want to make sure that they get that second chance.
Okay, since we're like 7 days away, any last things you want to tell people as far as educating them, going to the polls? I know one thing I want to shout out for AlabamaVotes.gov. Please go on that website if you want to find out where your polling location is. But if they need assistance from you, or you doing any rides to the polls, or y'all working in organizations, anything like that?
I've gotten some texts from people saying, hey, I need a ride, and I'm trying to coordinate that as well. And I'm sure there are other churches and organizations doing the same thing. What I want to impress upon the viewers today, though, is that you've seen the candidates running around, whether you saw us 3 months ago running around, or you just realized there was an election going on. None of this matters what we're doing unless folks go out and vote. There's still time to do an absentee ballot if you're not going to be here, or if you're elderly, infirm, and just don't think you can make it to the polls on May 24th. There's still time to do that absentee ballot. But you've got to get out and vote. Your voice, your vote, your voice, it makes a difference. And in a lot of these judicial elections, there is no Republican opposition. So whoever wins the primary is going to be your judge. There would only be one name in the general election. So don't think that, this is just a primary. I can wait till November. No, the decision will already be made on May 24th.
I want to graduate to something I saw in the push card. You remember Alabama and Georgia State Bar?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and then the University of Alabama School of Law. So, yeah, 2 states.
2 bar exams, 2 states. When I left from high school, I did go to University of Alabama, and I transferred and went to Emory University in Atlanta. But of course, Sweet Home Alabama called me back, and I came back home.
So why you chose law? I know I should ask you that question before we got all the questions, but
That's okay. I wanted to be a lawyer since I was 8. My grandmother, she loved her Perry Mason and her Matlock, and for a period of time, she lived with us. And so, of course, I watched what she watched. So I just saw Matlock as somebody that always was willing to help people and try to do the right thing, and that's kind of what I wanted to do in our justice system.
Okay, so if people want to find out more information about your campaign, where do they go? Website, things like that?
Yes, if you want more information about my campaign, please visit my website at www.tiarahudson.com. That's spelled T-I-A-R-A, like the crown on your head. And Hudson is like the school, Hudson K-8. That's what I always tell.
Oh, okay. Well, Tiara, thank you for coming on today. Like I said, it's 7 days away, Jefferson County. Let's turn out the vote. I think we got I looked on the website article, like over 500,000 registered voters. Let's get it over this 10%, you all. Let's get 30%, 50%, or whatever percent. But I think everybody needs to go out and vote, because like I always tell people, especially in these judge races, at some point, either you or someone you know will come before a judge. That's a guarantee as far as death and taxes. So please research the candidates. Please check out my website, what'shappeningbirmingham.com, for more interviews. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the audio version of this interview on Apple Podcasts. Thank y'all again and have a great day. And go vote whatever time you watch this video before on May 24th, 2022. Thank y'all again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.